right, so just a couple notes about gluing the pieces together for your mask. You want a layered effect, right? You want it to have a lot of dimension. You also want it to kind of convey the emotion that you are trying to convey with this piece. I chose joy for mine. So I'm using a heavy piece of cardboard. This is a side of an Amazon box. You can see from the corrugation as my background, because that would be like the heaviest and the stiffest material to use. And then I'm using a thinner cardboard. This would be like the side of a cereal box for the pieces. And I'm going to color it all, so I'm not really worried about the color. You have your popsicle sticks, and that is what you're using to kind of create this layered effect on your mask. And what I mean by that is when you're cutting out your pieces, these ones I just glued on. So I'm going to cut out the nose piece. I'm going to give it kind of a little bit of a funky shape. All right, so if we have the nose piece, it would go right here. You can put some of your cut popsicle stick. You can just cut the popsicle sticks up and lay it down first. And it gives your cardboard a little bit of like lift. Make sure it's flat. Okay, so you can see how there's kind of this shading now between this space between my nose and the background. So it's not glued completely flat to your background, and it gives it a little bit more three-dimensional effect. And also a note about things like the background and the eyes. You can color. You can glue everything down and then you can color if you want to, but sometimes it's going to be tricky to kind of get into like some of the smaller areas with your oil pastels if that's what you're primarily going to use. So if you need to, you have to kind of decide for yourself what you're going to color first, like maybe color the background first and then glue your parts, or color your parts and then glue them together. So you're going to have to decide that for yourself. Everyone's going to be kind of working in a different way for these masks, but you don't want to, put on, if I was going to put on this eyebrow here, it's super tight and then I can't reach into like that background space. So I'm going to wait for my eyebrow and I'm going to color my whole background first. So I will show that next when my mask has been colored in and how I'm kind of putting in on the finishing touches. And also keeping in mind my reference images.